Welcome everybody back on this wonderful Friday to another episode of Brunch with the Fellas, bringing you the latest trending topic news and entertainment. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV. Always with me, Primo Grande, the one and only Cold Seasons. How you feeling, family?
Tad, man, it's been a long week.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, just a little on the tad side, man. You know how it go.
How's that weather up there, man? That snow around in parts.
Well, we ain't really getting no snow. We got some the other day, but it was just a little bit overnight. Nothing stuck, because it came with rain. But we were supposed to get some snow on Monday, but that didn't turn into just rain. So we good. And then it's gonna be 70 degrees this weekend. Well, close to 70, 60,
I
64.
saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that the weather just, like an early spring. I don't know. Did you see what happened on Groundhog Day? Maybe there's some Groundhog Day stuff.
I remember walking past the television when it was going on, but I didn't even stop to see if he's seen it or not. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I just didn't, yeah.
No doubt. So check it out, y'all. Before we get into tonight's topics, make sure to like and share this video. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. Share, y'all. We trying to get to 100 subscribers, y'all. Help us get to 100 subscribers. Subscribe to the channel. Tell somebody about it. You here, your beautiful self showed up. So you got to know somebody else like you that's just as beautiful as you that want to see what we do and get the lowdown from, what we talk about, how it goes down right here on Brunch with the Fellas. So before we get into the topics, y'all, make sure to head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up your copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by Ali Dawood El. You need to get that. Go and get that. You should have that. And then also, time is running out, y'all, but don't forget, we got to post your DB Chef TV merch to win $1,000 cash. The contest is up and you got like 13 days. Okay, March 10, midnight. Go get you some merch, post it, share it, tell people, hey, help me get this stack. I only spent $30. I only spent $40. I only spent $20. Help me get this stack. He gonna give it to me, Cash App. We got you covered. So good luck to everybody. And once again, we gonna always say it, if money's tight, it's all right. We appreciate it if you just smash the like. So let's go ahead and jump into these topics for tonight. We got comedian Druski addressing controversy. We're gonna go check that out. We got the NYPD's Blizzard 2026 snowball fight. Then we got rapper Lil Durk's lyrics being used in court. We got the cartel leader El Mencho killed down there in Mexico. The CNJG?
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then we got T.I. versus 50 Cent, y'all. Like, it's this good. We thought the verses would have been a good show. Like, right now, I'm 3-0 in the T.I. camp. So we're gonna get to that. And once again, y'all smash that like.
Smash the like.
We're so happy Druski is here.
Yes, yes. Thank you for having me, man. I'm excited, yes.
So excited, so excited. So people may not realize when you look at these numbers that you were living with your mom.
Oh, for sure.
And posting content online. When that
you were living with your mom, as a grown-ass man.
Yeah, but say we ain't got to talk about that.
Come on, Bill.
Yeah. No,
put it like that.
Hey, but there's a lot of people out there that won't even say that, but it's the truth. Like I think a lot of people do live into their parents' house till they're like 30.
Yeah.
So I'm appreciative of that moment because that actually like helped launch my career.
Yeah.
And like during the pandemic, like we were talking about earlier, it was an amazing time to have all eyes on me to watch everything that I was producing. So
yeah.
That's some game right there. He said during the pandemic, that's when he started really focusing on his craft. You see the jewels he dropped right there, because you're not gonna get that time again. I mean, we hope we don't have to go through nothing like that again, right?
Right.
But that's, shout out. I'm peeping the game. When the young man drops some jewels, everybody don't always pick them up and understand, So shout out to that, because during that pandemic time, people had a lot of free time on their hands.
Yeah, a lot of crafts and businesses and all kind of stuff was started when people had a little bit of extra time to focus on themselves.
And first of all, we were talking about earlier that your mom loves your success.
Yes.
But she's like, you have to cuss as much as you do.
Yeah.
She don't complain that much now.
Yeah. Not no more, because the check's coming in, rolling in. But she used to have an issue with that. And I think she just wanted me to always, be articulate and to know, like, you don't have to cuss to get your point across.
But did she?
Oh, what did he just say? Never, Jew. You don't have to cuss to get your point across.
That's true.
Shout out to his mama.
That's true.
He did say the checks coming in, though, so we understand how entertainment go.
Right. And like, he's a comedian as well. But us coming up too, it wasn't no cussing in front of your mama, stuff like that. So she was raised a certain way. She tried to raise him a certain way, and in the end, it was something she wanted to instill in him, but it paid off. It still paid off 100%.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that your comedy, oftentimes people will say, man, is there a line that he won't cross? Is there a line in comedy that you will not cross? And it doesn't seem as if you found that line yet.
Yeah, no, I think that's the best thing about comedy, is that your tone of comedy, and and honestly, coming from a place where I'm at, I think I never go and punch down in anything that I do. Nothing is coming from a bad place. And I think a lot of my fans appreciate that, because everything I do kind of comes from a good place, a good-hearted situation, even if it does seem that I crossed the line or that something went too far.
I love the pastor. He is hilarious. But the thing that got me is when you're portraying a white guy going to NASCAR. It is hilarious. And I'm thinking, now, if a white person was doing this in blackface, I'd be going, well, that ain't so funny. So why is it that people are laughing at this?
No, I think this is something, and like, these are things I've been working on for years. Like, I've produced that character multiple times before I did whiteface. So I was really good at doing, the
you see what he said? He said Druski said, I've been working on my white face for years. I've been working on my white face for years, because you got to be sharp at code switching.
Right.
I know what he talking about.
Voices, the improv on all this stuff. And I think the greats have done it, like Eddie Murphy. You look at Martin Lawrence. These guys have done a really good whiteface too. It's not a bad thing, but I think that's just my vision. And most great comedians know that controversy comes behind good jokes. So,
when it comes to being a comedian, whether you're on stage, in film, or you're creating content, you have to kind of balance the risk versus the reward. Sometimes an attempt to be funny might not be worth the backlash you can get. There was the NFL honors announcement of Jackson Smith and Jigba getting the Offensive Player of the Year, and the mispronunciation of his name.
For sure.
And people looked at you.
Which, by the way, isn't the easiest name to pronounce.
It's not the easiest name.
No, for sure. But Drew,
I know you know sports.
No, I just, I like to mess around. And, sometimes you could go too far. I even hit him up, and I
okay. I don't think most people.
I reached out, and congratulations to him, the team on the Super Bowl. I think that was an amazing thing, and I didn't get no response back, but I tried.
But your point is to understand sometimes. All right, sure. I might have went a little too far.
I think,
and I'm gonna learn from it.
Yeah, when we talk about walking the line of comedy, sometimes you do have to take that chance. I think it's not all gonna be a successful hit. Yeah. Nothing you do in anything when you try to pursue greatness is going to be success.
Right.
So,
game. Nothing you do when you pursuing greatness is going to be success. Because then you don't have anything to learn from of what not to do. So you can remain successful.
Right. And you lose a whole lot harder when if you come across just success, when you lose, you're just gonna be like, oh my goodness, what? No, you're not gonna know how to handle it.
No doubt. I never even seen that. I never even seen that before. But I agree.
And I think yeah, if most people pronounce that name, I think they will kind of fumble up. But I will say,
But you did reach out to him.
You got to wear that one.
Come on.
But Druski, were you just a funny kid? Were you?
I gotta call the sucker shit too. That's what we do here at Brunch with the Fellas. You know, we some guys too, right? What do Druski have to wear about that? What do we have to wear about a comedy skit?
What do you mean?
Because he did the comedy skit, and you see the Jackson Smith and Jigba. You know, he had a little comedy skit. You know, he was playing with his name, right?
Right. Okay.
So he's saying this guy, the other interviewer, the brother, he's saying he chastising my man like he did something wrong. Like, you know, like if you gonna wear whiteface, okay, if you gonna have a show where, and I was Druski got the what's the name of it? The Fine Love, right? Could have been love. So I watched a couple of joints, and he almost lost me. Even though I'm just one person, I don't matter. But you know, he almost lost me. But he came back and was just like, okay, if y'all fight, y'all have to go home. You know, like he put his foot down, because I'm trying to, you know, get into it, but I'm like, damn, it's just women fighting on here all the time. Like this, some love and hip hop, like throwing drinks and, you know,
right, some baddie shit.
So I'm just like, nah, like that ain't my speed. I mean, it's for somebody. Somebody like to watch that, all that chaos going on like that. But I'm like, if it's goofy shit going on and, you know, funny type shit, and, you know, because I like some of the characters that's in there, and, you know, it's a couple of girls in there that, you know, one girl from New York, she sound like Art when she talk, you know. And even though I might be like, oh, sound like a that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Shout out to Big Good. But
I know what you're saying.
But yeah, man, you know, but it's so crazy, you know. So it's entertaining, right? But when I start seeing all of the tussling and all that, it's just like, it's kind of crazy. Cause I seen the girl Selena Powell go on there. And I mean, she got beat up twice, like in the first day. I'm like, God damn! Like, did you just give her a bag to be like, look, when you come on this episode right here, you're gonna get your ass whooped like 2-3 times in the first 45 minutes.
Right.
You know,
we're gonna give you hazard pay.
Right, we're gonna give you hazard duty pay, because you know. So I was almost lost. I was just like, all right, well, I can go with the skits because I enjoy his skits. You know, if he started doing stand-up, maybe we dig that. He got some movie coming. We could rock with that. But this whole could have been love thing, I'm like, if this just gonna be these young ladies just fighting and all the time, you know, I don't see. I can't
watching it. Yeah,
can't connect to that. You know,
I get it.
I can't even sit through it to get the comedy out of it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So with that, his skits and using the name and then doing the white face where it's showing he don't have no boundaries, you know, and he explained that eloquently what he's saying, you know, you're doing comedy. So you gotta be able to push the line sometime, right? And you gotta be able to, you know, and and he not doing anything that haven't been done before. He just put, you know.
I'm gonna tell you, it was hilarious. I mean, when I seen that skit, that NASCAR skit, I was like, this boy is out of control.
Out of control. Like, you gotta love it. You know.
And you can tell they wasn't paid actors. He really went out there and fooled them people, you know what I'm saying? So
that's what I'm saying. Like, and my man sitting here like, you gotta wear that. What do he is wearing it. It looks good on him.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to call that out. You know, Druski gonna keep his cool because he's up there with Gail. You know, and he's staying real professional and sharp through the interview.
Right.
Just something I peep, man.
Always somebody who was getting in trouble being funny. When did you know you could make this a very successful business? By the way, were you just a funny?
Yes. Yeah. I think I would always get in trouble in school, which was why I was confused growing up. Was, you know, the teachers would always try to tell you like, oh, that's you don't need to be sitting next to him. Like that's not a kid you need to be around.
He's a clown.
Oh yeah. That's one. But yeah, no, and which is why I feel like more people should pursue knowing what they want to do and just go straight forward and go at it, and don't listen to some teachers. Some teachers don't know what you're able to be capable of.
Now, real quick, could have been love.
Yes.
Game. Some teachers don't know what you capable of.
Yeah, that's true.
Gail grabbed her head when he said that. Wow.
That's true.
Young man sharp.
Right. And what old boy said, music could have been love. Man, let Druski get his shit off, man. You know?
It's back.
There was no one there I approved
Second
of.
season.
There was no one there I approved
of anybody?
No.
What can people expect? Chaos?
Hey, yeah, complete chaos.
And we can expect you to still be single. I can find you somebody.
Yes.
Oh, you gonna find somebody?
Yeah. I can.
Wait, Gil, he might
Gail,
find
that's what I
somebody.
said. Gail,
I have a couple ideas.
Yeah, you got them legs out. That's what I'm gonna say. The legs is
I
out.
mean, I don't
The
want
legs
to date
is out.
I don't want to date somebody I'm going to give it to. I got some.
Hey, I'm still available.
You can see more cookies could have been. Serious.
Now that would be a comedy routine.
On his YouTube
Gail,
channel, Druski and
Yeah.
The boy tried to push up on Gail just like that.
You know what I'm saying? He said Gail got them legs out. Hey, look at
the legs is out.
What's your thoughts, though? What's your thoughts, man?
I think
Druski, man, young
think
man
Druski
doing his
is-
thing.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go a long way. One thing about it, he's in like new real estate because the comedy game is changing, especially with the digital age. So he's in a position where he can be a pioneer of that landscape. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna do it. He's gonna keep on pushing the boundaries. You know, he probably gonna come against some pushback, you know, where he gonna have to get all that straight. But I think Druski gonna be around for a while. When I first seen him, I was like, who is this goofy ass dude? And then watching him now, he's a regular household name. You know what I'm saying? He's killing it in endorsements. He's on all the commercials. So I think he's gonna be around for a minute.
Yeah, I know he here now, doing what it do. So
Yeah, and then the only other deeper question that you can go into with that is when you say he didn't have boundaries. So, you know, you're gonna have people that be like, well, if he can whiteface, I can blackface. You know, you a
you
comedian.
think that's gonna be an issue?
Yeah, I think it already had been. You know, I think it came and went so fast because we live in so much chaos. But yeah, you know, that was one of the things that, you know, people
I don't know. Ain't nobody giving Robert Downey Jr. no type of you know, anything, no type of flack for Tropic Thunder. And I think that shit was funny. Like, so to me, it was
right. So I think it's a difference in the entertainment
I think it
business.
was hilarious to me.
Face changing. It's like when you're online and you're doing it to be derogatory. No, he wasn't doing it. He was simply doing it to be funny and had a great time with them people. It ain't even like he, you know, so he got a glimpse into the other side. So I mean,
you know, and Druski said, like, you know, some of the greats. He mentioned the greats. Shout out. It's still Black History Month. We still got a few hours, you know, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence,
Richard Pryor.
I ain't see him do what movie he did Whiteface.
Oh, you talking about the whiteface? Oh, I thought we were shouting out which comedians.
No. What
Okay.
we talking about that style.
Okay, yeah, Marlon Wayne,
Marlon and Sean. Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, yeah, they didn't. Yeah, there's a lot of people that didn't.
And they did chicks.
Yeah,
you know,
literally. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
So yeah, so I mean,
they put their dress on for the people. It should be all right now.
If we cool with the word nigga as a term of endearment, then they gotta give Druski the room that he deserves. Don't be hypocrites.
Yeah.
Going ahead, getting to NYC. We're going up to New York City real quick so we can check out this this blizzard, this snowball fight that the NYPD had with with a few people with a few people in the city during the blizzard.
Now to what was supposed to be a fun scene in Washington Square Park, it quickly took a turn when a massive snowball fight started targeting NYPD officers. The department says several of these officers ended up with cuts to their faces, and the NYPD commissioner, Jessica Tisch, says detectives are now investigating this. The mayor, though, today said while people should treat officers with respect, he stopped short of saying that those involved should face charges. News 4's Ida Siegel is in Washington Square Park, where all of this happened. Ida.
Before we get even into that, Cole, do you think they should have charges pressed against them for throwing snowballs at the police?
Yes.
What type of charge?
If an officer was, because it's assault. So if you're just looking at the law, if you threw a snowball at a police officer, the police officer ain't doing nothing to you, out there working, and you done threw a snowball, from 20 yards away, and then it done socked them in the middle of the face. Yeah, you probably should have charges brought up against you. But I would say, honestly, I think the police, they should have made it a community event, and they should have participated in the snowball fight.
So the police should have, once one police got hit, they should have said, "Oh, it's on now."
Well, no, it wasn't just one person. From the video, they was going in on the police.
Yeah, it looked like everybody was getting bombarded.
At some point, you know what? All right, let's do this. Y'all want to do this? We ain't nobody gonna get shot, but these snowballs is flying today.
That's what I was gonna say. It looked like a massacre,
right? But they wouldn't have done that, because then what would have happened was, now if one of the police officers would have participated in the snowball fight, and it hit somebody, that person, trust and believe, would be trying to bring charges up on the police department for getting hit in the face with a snowball. So
okay, so then so ask me this, to answer me this though. All right, who's that right there? It said that if the police threw the snowball, who we got in the chat right there?
In the chat?
If the police threw a snowball, then hell no. Okay. But check this out. You just said that, shout out to the photography pivot too. Smash that like button, family. You said that the people will probably try to sue. All right. Which makes sense. I get that. I get that you could have that as a potential outcome, right? However, shouldn't it be up to the judge to say that both parties willingly participated in the snowball fight? Like, no matter who started it, if the police threw it at a civilian and they was already out there having it, like the police just joined in, like, hey, how about, regulars against badges or some shit, and we just go for it, right?
Right.
So then, they had a snowball fight, boom. Even if the kids was out there, or the young adults, whoever was out there throwing snowballs, started first, and like you said, then they retaliated, and then they made a team, and then it was the police against the regulars. Okay, cool. But if somebody got hurt, then it's like, the police officer could get hit in the, they were the only ones getting hit in the eyeball and all that other stuff, right? And then other people get hit in the eyeball because it's a snowball fight. Like, it's not a snowball fight if only one party is throwing snowballs. Right.
So at that point, it's assault. You're assaulting someone.
Okay.
So that means the police would be actually charging these people with assault. But the number of snowballs that was flying, I really don't think nothing to come of it. And then at the end of the day, did the police walk into a snowball fight? that was already in progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what is going on? You're at a park with snow. You know what I'm
So
saying?
the police got caught up in a snowball drive-by. They
was in the crossfire. You know what I'm saying?
It was in the crossfire.
Right, because at that point they continue to march forward and march forward. They got all the opportunity to just back up or go the other way. You know, they was getting to where they was getting to, but
the police back up or go another way. Nah, they
well,
put their lights on and you move so they can get through.
But see, this where they messed up. They didn't have no cars right there. You know what I'm saying?
So they caught them slipping.
They caught them slipping, literally. You know what I'm saying? So
that shit fucked up. But but you think the people should get charged though? I'm biased. I'm a little biased. I don't know. Like, not saying that they wasn't breaking the law by us, but I don't look at that as assault. It's like it's just snowballs, you know. So it's kind of like the question you asked, because like, why didn't they just join in? Why they just didn't?
Do you understand what
you know,
what the photography pivot is saying? What is he saying?
The media can spin it any which way they want to. That's a fact.
You're right. And then
if no arrest, then why arrest me now or press charges? Yeah, I feel that. But you know how that go? It's because now somebody cried. Now somebody now somebody cried. Somebody was just like, they ain't like the outcome. So then they was just like, well, we got hurt. Won't y'all do something?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm all for a community police snowball fight. You know, if they was to sanction it, if they was to set it up, you know. But you know, you have to understand that if you're in the park and you throw a snowball at a police officer, it could go either way. You can walk off and nothing happened, or you can land yourself in jail. Man, go either way.
I agree, cuz and another thing is you don't know in today's world if you throw a snowball and you hit the wrong person and then they throw a bullet back at your ass.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, and those didn't even look like ICE agents to me. They look like regular police officers, you know. So I mean, you know, and ICE would have been on that ass. Honestly, you would have threw the snowballs at them. They would.
Oh yeah, they would have TIG gas. They would have been shows over TIG gas. Pop smoke.
Right. You know.
Yeah. They'd have pop smoke on their ass. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. They'd have pop smoke on their ass. Quick.
Rest in peace, Pop. Yeah.
And Rana, the police union, telling me this afternoon that the officers weren't just hit with regular snowballs, but hard chunks of ice. In fact, one officer was hit in the eye and nearly had an even more severe injury. All of this, you're right, happening here at Washington Square Park during that massive snowball fight. The NYPD fuming over this moment in Washington Square Park during the blizzard Monday. What was supposed to be a fun, massive snowball fight resulted in police officers getting targeted, hit in the face. Some ended up with cuts and had to be taken to the hospital to be checked out. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch's reaction was swift, saying on social media, "I want to be very clear. This behavior."
So they walked into a snowball fight. That's what happened. You know,
and that was it.
That was it. They walked into a snowball fight, and after that, they got targeted. But hey, I did see some things flying through the sky that does not constitute a snowball. You know what I'm saying?
What you see flying through the sky?
I seen a chunk flying through the sky, and the thing about it was, if I'm participating in that snowball fight, and I get hit with the chunk, I'm honestly looking to see who threw that because I want to, you know, physically get to their ass now. So yeah, they would
fight.
yeah.
Snowball fight is not a fist fight.
Listen, the people throwing chunks of ice. So I mean, at that point, you know, I think the police was pretty much getting assaulted at that point. You know?
In the snowball, a little wonderful chunk of ice that when you get it and it's icy just enough. Come on, we grew up around some snow.
Right, we did, but think about this.
It had snowball fights, and you get it just right. So it'll sting the shit out, so it won't blow up. You want the one to hit and stick.
Listen, but that's the type of snow. When it's snow, you go out the next day. You know, is either cold outside or clear skies. It's not the type of snow where you went outside, I mean, and then it melt a little bit that day, and then it freeze back up the next night. See, at that point, that's not a regular snowball. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
That's a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, man. You know, it's a chunk. It's ice. You know, That's what that is. They, I'm cool with the traditional snowball, but anything else, I'm saying, nah.
Man, they had. I ain't seen nobody passing out from them snowballs. I ain't seen nobody getting hit, getting knocked out cold. So
yeah, I didn't see that. I did see some things, like assault on the police and whatnot. I did. I ain't even lie.
But Tommy Pippen said that Southerners don't play with the police. Y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I know that's right.
Hey, but I did see people getting maced too. You know what I'm saying? People was getting maced.
In the snow. They wasn't.
The snow.
Was they doing that?
Yeah, you ain't see them macing them? It was macing them.
Was they macing them?
Yeah, run it back a little bit.
Rank and file says two officers were surrounded by multiple adults who pelted them intentionally.
The mayor needs to come out and condemn this. He needs to say that this is wrong. Right now, he's sending a horrible message to every New York City police officer that it's okay to attack a police officer.
Meanwhile, a local reverend said today the people throwing snowballs at cops should be left alone. They were instigated by this playful statement Mayor Mamdani has made a couple times now after our recent snowstorms.
You can still pelt me with snowballs when you see me.
Kids are kids. They are.
What you think about that? Was he wrong for saying that?
No, not at all. And
hold up, charges. Where you at with this, man? You don't do this because you think some charges should be pressed, but then he wasn't wrong for saying that though.
That the mayor said that you can throw snowballs at me?
Yeah.
No. I mean that was the mayor. Like even the lady said he was jokingly saying that. You know what I'm saying? But just to be throwing snowballs at police officers, and it's not a it was a snowball fight. Now I don't think they were invited, but I don't think I think you crossing the line at that point.
Check it out though.
Because
he's making light of the situation. He's making light of the situation though. Is it a serious issue or is it a playful issue?
So the statement that he was made was directly related to the snowball fight?
Absolutely. That's why he said you could throw a snowball at him. You want me run it back for you when you get the question?
Yeah, let's get it a little bit. All right.
Attack a police officer.
Meanwhile, a local reverend said today the people throwing snowballs at cops should be left alone. They were instigated by this playful statement Mayor Mamdani has made a couple times now after our recent snowstorms.
You can still pelt me with snowballs when you see me.
Kids are kids. They are young people. They should not
that's a soundbite. I don't even know what to do with that. Because they said that it was instigated by what he said. So that was before the snowball fight. And it's a soundbite that I'm not sure in relations to what. I mean, he said you can pelt me with snow. That was so quick. I mean, you could have got that at a person just saying it at a dinner table or something. It didn't get no context of what he was talking about. They'd take a soundbite like the photographer said, the media can twist shit up so quick, so I really don't know. Okay. But I don't think the mayor saying you can throw snowballs at me mean you can go out and attack the police.
Okay, well, why is it left to interpretation? Why isn't it the only soundbite that he have is we do not condone this activity and it is wrong, and those who did it will be held accountable, and we're not going to tolerate this. That should be the only and this is what I be talking about, how these politicians be playing, and then people be making excuses for them instead of them being responsible and because if they're so intelligent and they so articulate and they so sharp where I gotta take off work, not pick my kids up, mistake dropping them off so I can go to get somewhere to vote for their ass, then they should be sharp enough to be able to stand on these issues and not play with them, not make light of it. If you the head of the police department, being the mayor, having that authoritative in that position, in that role, and then saying, okay, no, I need to protect the officers. We know it might have been playful. We know your intentions weren't evil. All right. But y'all can't play like that.
Right.
you know, because
Right.
we need the officers out there in these conditions to be able to be available to go and pull people out of snow and do the public service things that need to be done. But see, when you sitting up there playing with shit, you know, then now it leaves it to get all this, and then now you know, but it's cool because we get topics. But I know where they flaw at though. You know?
Yeah. It's a heck of a thing, you know. I mean, there's so much red tape in something like that, you know. And just the sheer numbers. Did you see how many people was out there at that snowball fight?
They was deep.
They were too deep. They were too deep to do anything about it. Go back to your car and let it clear out. If somebody get hurt, we'll get medics in there. But I mean, at that point, you know, you walking up in there, you know, I think it's just going to be trouble with so much people have like a deep rooted hatred for the police. You know, I'm not pro police, but I want to be able to call them if I need them, so I don't just be like, you know, fuck them all. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they should be, like I said, getting assaulted like that in the middle of a snowball fight. You know, especially not with chunks of ice and shit like that. So.
You said it was some big ass chunks coming.
Yeah, man. Yeah. People was pulling them up fast because they're like, we got to hit them before they pass me. You know what I'm saying? While it's still in throwing distance. So they just pulling chunks of stuff up. You know, you got to form a snowball. And then, like I said, once that snow sits for one day and it frees back up, it's a different type of snow, man. It's a whole different type of snow. You know, that's ice.
For sure. Yeah, it is. It is ice. That's why people's face was getting cut. They had them good snowballs out there, the ones that are that are bloody, mate.
I would have liked to see the perimeter for the officer that stood back and was like, I ain't walking through that shit. I ain't walking through there. Hell nah.
For sure. Let's go ahead and jump to this next one. What we got? We're gonna go to the Shy and check out rapper Lil Durk lyrics will be used against him in a court of law.
The Chicago drill rapper, extremely popular nationwide. He was kind of charged a year ago with this conspiracy to commit murder for hire, really rocking the music industry. And prosecutors want to use his lyrics and his rap videos against him at trial. They say that the lyrics show Durk's control over an organization that carried out a murder in Los Angeles, again, across state lines. It's what makes it a federal case. And it shows his control over this organization, which he says is just a music clique, but also his motivation in the form of retribution for another rapper's murder, King Von. And they'll show that these lyrics show that motivation. This is a nationwide trend about lyrics being used against rappers. You had in the last decade, Bobby Shmurda and Young Thug, two other enormous rappers, have their lyrics come into play in their cases. Opponents say this chills free speech, First Amendment, and that this is just poetry that's being taken out of context in these cases, and it inflames the passion of the jury because some of these lyrics are very violent, but they're a form of art. So the big debate, the judge said some of these lyrics can come in, some of these music video clips can come in to show that there is an organization. Again, a conspiracy is an agreement among people to commit a crime, so they can go to further that, but also some of the motive that may be at issue in Durk's trial.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, and it's we've seen this story before, you know, where people lyrics get used against them, and a lot of times is they use their own lyrics recklessly with too many details, but like. I don't know who that was that the attorney or whatever he was just now, you know, but it's not held to the same standard as, you know, a person making a movie that's very violent or gory or sexual exploited, you know what I'm saying? rappers, for some reason, their lyrics will catch them up, and if they get caught up in something, investigators will hang on every word of their entertainment. So it's not held to the same standard. And if he got too many incriminating things in there, it could be, it could be the whole to sink his ship.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because people always been telling, but it was never cool to do crime and tell on yourself. So, I understand people been telling on each other, that whole street thing of snitching and all that. But even with your family and growing up, you're not supposed to be telling, somebody gonna end up telling the truth to an auntie, to a grandmama, somebody, but it's wild because now the culture is, do it and brag about it. So it's like, do the crime and then go tell on yourself.
And but the thing about it is, you 100% right about that. But now people not even doing the crime and going and telling on themselves. They're doing the crime in real time. You know what I'm saying? And putting it online. Drop your location. I'm gonna spin the block. All that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, you gonna post you about to spin this whole block and let all your followers and everybody else know you about to spin the block and commit this crime.
You're gonna spin the block on live, right?
On live. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know who's doing that. Somebody is that out there for real?
Yeah, man. That's what they be doing. And a lot of times Facebook will catch it. Facebook or the social media companies, they'll catch it before it get too bad. And start dropping it, so that it don't show up in people's algorithms. But yes, that's a thing. Drop your location. I mean, and what people have to realize is, not only with rap, it's a digital footprint. You can leave a digital footprint that can just track you everywhere, what you do, and you don't need to add on to it by saying exactly what you're going to go do when you're going to go do something that's twisted.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the pivot, the photography pivot said it's not entertainment anymore, it's real life. But I'm like, is that living?
Right, but see, I think basically one of the things he's saying is that the people that are watching, they're watching this real life idiocy, and that is their entertainment. Did you see the video with such and such? Like, somebody drop a video, be like, "Oh, I got the video on such and such." Oh, where the video? Drop the video. You will see all that in the comments and everything. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it takes a lot for me to go live. You know what I'm saying? But to go live in the capacity of doing crazy stuff like that, I'm pretty much a private person, and I would think that people that's doing things out there in the streets like that they would try to have some type of discrepancy and privacy in their life to where they're not just hanging themselves out to dry.
Yeah, that's wild. Doing a crime and posting it, doing a crime and bragging about it, doing a crime and telling anybody else outside of who you did the crime with, yeah, that's different. That these things are now the new norm, and then going to go tell on your people that you did, that you did
Right.
these things with, and that's crazy. Shout out Joe, man. I already knew who you was. I knew who you was, man. Love you too, boy. Love you too, bruh. You already know what time it is. Have a good weekend too, bruh.
Yeah.
We gotta link up too. Shout out to you and the family. But definitely it's crazy how this is going on. I hate to see the young brother in this situation, but it's like he put himself in it because I don't listen to Lil Durk music. I've heard a couple of songs, but following some of the other content creators, checking them out from time to time, covering on the stories, the You know, I shout out everybody. We ain't no haters over here. We congratulate us to Trap Lord Ross, to the academics, to the Just Say No Scope, to the King Act, the Mac Mullahs, the everybody covering all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't say your name, it's just because you don't be popping up in my algorithm like that. You know what I'm saying? Even Anton Daniels, you know, like that guy, he be doing some really cool stuff too. He be having some cool topics. But y'all can go check out all them. You know what I'm saying? We share everything. So I think that from the stuff that I've been seeing that they've been covering on these topics, that all of those people been covering on these topics, you know, he has told on himself. You know, they're able to connect these dots from these things that he was rapping about to put them
right.
like, you know, like the pivot was saying, in real life, you know, so like these real actions, you know, correlate with what you were saying, that you describing the actual crime scene, and it's just like, when does that become not cool again? You know, it's a guy called Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer, and he had his hat on his desk and it say, "Stop snitching, stop self-snitching." You know, and I mean, and he's not doing it from a, you know, punk ass street code type of mindset. He's doing it from, he's saying, I'm an attorney, like, y'all telling on each other, you telling on yourself.
Right. You telling on yourself so much, there ain't nothing I can do for you, you know, but take your money and for you just to have some kind of representation. And that's what they're doing, man.
Right.
You know?
Just to try to get your time reduced.
Right.
You know,
right.
And that's crazy though. Did you hear that though, cuz? You said not even to get your sentence, to not even to have a fighting chance, only to get your sentence reduced.
Right. Because you done told on yourself.
Like
right.
that's,
and you know what kind of questions they ask you when you want to get your sentence reduced. Who you got for us? Who you got for us? What can you tell us about this person? What can you tell us about that person? Now, so even when you do get your sentence reduced, even if you didn't tell, you're still gonna be labeled as a rat. You know, especially if they go after somebody else.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, y'all. Let's go ahead.
Hey, and real quick, New York City Mayor Mandani on Tuesday said that he does not believe that anyone should be charged in the incident. He said, from the video I see, it looks like a snowball fight. And that's it.
Yeah, that's why he was cracking jokes. So we're gonna head on down to Mexico right quick, and we're gonna check out the death of El Mencho, the Jalisco New Generation cartel leader. And before we get into that clip though, real quick, y'all, make sure to smash that like button. What's wild about this is that what I've been seeing is all of these people with these, that the USA puts these bounties on, these bounties getting collected. The only one I have yet to see is Barbecue, because they got like $5 million on Barbecue head.
Yeah.
You know.
And Barbecue out there, I mean, he outside.
Yeah, Barbecue outside, you know. But they put $5 million. I don't think you can get them with $5 million, clearly. You know. But they had 50 on Maduro and they had 15 on El Mencho.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know if people be paying attention to that. People been paying attention to that, but you know, I thought it was kind of, it's another thing I think too. We're gonna get through this first.
It was a small cabin near the mountains of western Mexico. In this cabin, a phone kept lighting up. Guess who was on the other end? The most wanted man in Mexico, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho. He was the boss of a drug cartel called the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. For years, El Mencho had been a ghost. Satellites could not pin him down, informants could not reach him. Entire military units tried and failed to capture him. It's as if he was invincible. Until this week. Because this week, he's dead. So how did Mexico reach him? Through his girlfriend. Mexican intelligence tracked her movements. They watched for patterns, they followed signals, and her visit to meet El Mencho led them straight to a secluded safe house in the woods.
I'm telling you, love makes things happen, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he got sold out the way a lot of people do on every level. From the man running the bag in the street to the man that's running the cartel. It happens the same way thousands of times. It happened today to somebody, so yeah.
That's crazy, right? And it wasn't this the part that why it doesn't pay to try to be a big time criminal. This is why I don't like, and I have to use that word very loosely, because some people would say that certain people in certain positions that are deemed ethical or authorized, they would say that, that hey, they like a cartel. People would be like the banking industry, they're like a cartel.
Regulated.
They would be like Wall Street is like a cartel. People have different things, big box stores like Walmart and, all these other places. They control so much of the grocery market and revenue. So they like, so people can put all that and they can be like, that's criminal. So when you're doing this stuff that's already deemed illegal, the Walmart ain't deemed illegal. Those other things, the banking ain't, opening up a bank ain't deemed illegal. We can get together and we can do that. We can get together and we can open up some convenience stores, grocery stores, or invest in Walmart, become a majority shareholder with an investment group, So like we can buy into those things, and then people point the finger at us while we living fat on the hog. All right. But when you're doing something illegal like this, what he was doing, anytime you're doing something illegal and you the it person, if you have anything you love, that thing, you can't be there to protect it all the time. So if it's not secured in a way where it's just like tucked all the way off, like, and then even if it's stationary, then people gonna know because you go there. So you're gonna get tracked, you're gonna get followed. But it's easier to follow them because a lot of times in those lifestyles, like, people might know what you do, but they oblivious to everything that you're doing.
Right.
Because you live two different lifestyles. For them, it's, the best life in the world when they're around you. When you at work, El Mencho, chopping heads off and
right,
hanging bodies over the side of walls and all types of crazy stuff. They don't have his babies or, his love interests, none of that stuff around that type of what's going on. He ain't even
right.
that ain't even in the mood, that mindset he want to be in when he,
Hey, just something to throw out there, which probably is not true, but the girlfriend could be $15 million richer.
You think she could have set him up?
Possibly.
You
If
think
she feared for her life and she had to get away, and she like, the only way I'm gonna get away from this man is like that or even dead. She could. It's possible that she could set him up for something like that. But I don't know. That was just a wild one off the top of the head. So
yeah, that's not how they running it down though. They saying they tracked her though.
They tracked her. Yeah, they tracked her to where she was at.
And that's why I was making a point about how, like, you can't protect the things,
all your loved ones, yeah.
all your loved ones, you know, because it's a level of naivety that they're gonna have. Like, you ain't gonna be able to train all of them to be able to be as paranoid as you are all the time, to be on point of what's this, what's that, what's this, what's that, what's the, make sure you're not being followed, this, that, because they'll ask why do I have to do this? Why do I have to live like this? Why do I have to be, and you know,
right. And not only that, I mean, is the danger is coming from every angle when you live in that life. You know, you got the police, you got rival cartels, you got people inside your organization that's plotting against you. You know, so you got all those things coming from every single angle. So I mean, it's almost impossible to protect them. You know, but you know, and it's crazy when you think about people that have accumulated all that, got all that wealth, millions, if not billions of dollars, and they have to hide in the shack because they can't go outside. You know, that's wild.
yeah. Yeah, those who have ended like that. He was in a nice little resort though. He had some nice fly shit going on. He thought he was getting ready to smash the weekend away.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they didn't go to a shack, they went to his compound.
No, it was he had like rented out a whole area with like villas and rooms.
Oh,
and
okay, I got you.
so he had a whole resort just
Right, to himself.
Yeah, he just rented the resort. Like, yeah, this the resort for us.
Right. and then another thing I think that happened too with the with all this movement in the cartels and you know, taking you know, snatching up people and stuff like that. I think a big role is that's motivating a lot of that stuff is once the fentanyl came and just devastated this hemisphere. You know, I think people are starting to look at it like, hey, this zombie drug cannot be out there. You know what I'm saying? And I think they're trying to crush it. You know, because
hold that thought right there. Bring that back. We're gonna bring that back. We're gonna watch it and then we're gonna bring that back because I like where you're going with that.
So special forces moved in at dawn. After she left, they surrounded the cabin quietly and then all hell broke loose. Bodyguards opened fire. The gunfight was so intense that a military helicopter was forced into an emergency landing. El Mencho ran. He fled into the forest. He was...
You know what? She might have got the bag. They said after she left was when they stormed. She might have got the bag.
It's possible. It's possible.
Damn.
Wounded and captured alive, but he did not survive the transfer. He died while being airlifted to Mexico City. 7 of his men were killed, 2 soldiers were wounded, and heavy weapons were seized. But the real explosion came much later. Within hours of the news breaking, Western Mexico descended into chaos. Cartel gunmen blocked nearly 100 highways. Vehicles were hijacked and set on fire. Roads became walls of smoke. In Guadalajara, streets became empty. This is a city that is set to host the FIFA World Cup. Flights were suspended here and public transport was shut down. It was all part of a plan. The backup plan of his cartel. If the boss falls, shut everything down. By the time the dust settled, 25 National Guard members were dead, 34 armed members of the cartel were also killed, dozens were wounded, and more than 70 people were arrested. The message was clear. El Mencho may be gone, but his cartel still had teeth.
The message was clear.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
the cartel's still there.
You got that kind of firepower and a small army at your doorstep, at your beck and call, and yeah, you can do stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure he has a successor or something like that was to happen if that person wasn't killed. And if he didn't, then now it's going to be a war internally to see who's going to take over.
And yeah, that's another thing they was talking about too, that typically happens when those type of situations happen. They start to people begin to fight for power
in the rankings.
Yeah, in the rankings and wanting to become, you know,
type.
Yep, the head honchos in charge.
Well, the name got to start with L, Cause well, then again, you might want to switch it up because all the L's be getting caught, man. They be taking L's.
Well, you said something too. I mean, I think that's just a part of it. You know, I don't think that. I think that if you choose a lifestyle of dealing drugs, like, you know, no matter at what level, you're going to jail at some point in time. You're going to prison at some point in time. You know,
or die.
Yeah, or die. You know, either one. So those are only two options for that. I mean, you don't be hearing about drug dealers retiring and being off in the sunset. It's rare. You know, that's like you never hear it.
Right. Not and most definitely not if you're trying to make that your thing. That's what you're known for. It doesn't happen. I mean, you have some people that set up, that did their thing for a while, and they jumped into real estate and got out, you know? So I mean,
they not drug dealers no more.
Right.
And that's what we talking about, a lifetime, a career.
Yeah. When you're gonna be continuously doing it and that's your thing, it's not going to I mean, it even show you from, like we said, from the guy all the way down to the bottom to the man up top. We get plenty of examples of that it don't work. So you can run it up to $50 million. You know,
no, you can't. No, you can't.
No, I'm talking about people like El Chapo and them. You know what I'm saying? They can
run that shit up.
Right. They can run it up to
$50
million or billions of dollars, but still it'd be the same outcome. You're going to get taken down. And even if you do make it out, you know, you're going to be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life, even as one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not, I can't see.
I don't be hearing about, and I don't think that's part of their, I don't think that's part
to
of
get
their
away.
thing. Yeah,
right, to get away. You either get caught or you die. Yeah.
In it to death, you know. For them, I be thinking like over here, people be wanting to, but you're not gonna make that up. You're not gonna see the biggest thing that the drug dealers get when they, you know, that is the tax evasion.
Right.
You know, so if they don't get you for anything, they get you for the RICO, for the tax evasion. So if they don't catch you with narcotics, right? So, but they know that you've been spending money.
That you got this lavish lifestyle and don't nobody know where this money came from. You can't tell us where none of this money came from.
Right. So they're gonna get you for that regardless here. And that's where I'm just like, you may know somebody that's been a petty hustler their whole life. And what I call a petty hustler is, you know, like they always in the streets, petty hustling, okay, with something illegal. Those people can do that. It's a waste of time because, like, I mean, I'm saying that they're settling for that. They're not trying to strive to do nothing beyond that because for them that's easy, okay. But the thing is that can be an illusion to somebody and trick somebody into thinking that they can do that too.
Right.
And the thing is like that person's been wasting their life, not trying to elevate higher, not trying to take that same amount of energy that they putting into that little petty shit that ain't no billions or millions of possible hundreds of thousands, okay, of growth or gain for them, something consistent. It's always, I got to start over. I had to spend my re-up on this, or I had to do this on that. And then back to where you started, keep going. All right.
And then you get locked up.
Those people, if you know, if it does happen, but those people do that. And then it creates this fake ass illusion of like, oh, you some real street nigga, whatever the fuck that is. Okay. You really a bum because you don't excel higher. All right. If we really going to talk about it. And that'll give this illusion that shit is cool. Because they'll be around people who support them not trying to be better versions of themselves. And somebody would say, well, maybe that's all they could be. Well, that's all they trying to be, so I ain't knocking that. But I'm saying it ain't like they ain't got other options and other choices. But here in America, if you get to the tons, the big Meeches, the who else? All of them went to jail. The Mitch, what's his name? The Rich Porters, the big Meeches, the white boy, whoever's all these fancy names of the New York Kingpin, the Frank Lucases, and all of this. All these brothers went to jail.
Mm-hmm.
All these brothers went to prison.
Yeah.
And if they didn't get them on anything, they got them on what? On the taxes. So you can't make that. So people have to understand. Yeah, if you are Mexican, born in Mexico, you might be able to beat El Chapo one day, or El Mencho, or any of them. You might be able to make that. But you see how they ended up, right? Okay, so here, Hoop dreaming, trying to be Frank Lucas or Big Meech and all that. You see how they ended up too.
Right. Yeah, it's not a thing. You can get it. You can get your little low level money, but they, like you said, they're not gonna let you get all the way up there, and you're not paying your taxes, and you can't pay your taxes.
Not here.
Yeah.
Not here. And you were saying something about the fentanyl. What was you saying about the Fenty?
Oh no, I was just saying that I believe that people see the real devastation of the fentanyl and everything, and even though the cartels aren't the ones that have the raw chemical that come from China, they were they were using fentanyl, putting fentanyl in their product, and it was really messing up this whole hemisphere, not just in the United States, also in Mexico. So I think they really trying to, drag that ring down. I think they okay with the powder. I think they're okay with the weed. They're not going. They're just not okay with the fentanyl. Hell, they even let the girls slide before they let the fentanyl keep on flowing in the way it was.
That's interesting. I'm gonna drop this bomb real quick, and then we're gonna move on to the T.I. 50 Cent beef. We're gonna get to the juice. I don't think they give a shit about the Fetty Wap, the Mota, or the Perico. I think they wanted that that plata. That's what I think they wanted. Okay, I think they want that silver. And when you look at what China just did, China banned the export of silver. The U.S. we put it as a strategic metal critical to national security, and Mexico is the number one producing country, 25% annually of the world's silver. All right. And then we was already talking about going up to Greenland to get their resources because of the whole
rare earths and all that.
Right.
And the chips and all
and
that
we
stuff.
already took Venezuela. We got them. We already took that over. I call it what it is. It was a hostile takeover. They got took over. Okay. So who runs Mexico? The cartel run Mexico. That's who it been.
Yeah.
So the Mexican government haven't never been a problem to the U.S. government. Look at our military. Look at their military. You think that it's the government that we've been stunning? We ain't been stunning the Mexican government.
No.
It's the cartel. So for something that is more important than Fetty Wap, more important than Mota, more important than the Perico. All right. Because we talking about the future, we talking about AI, we talking about technology, we talking about defense, we talking about computer chips, we talking about lines and
fiber optics and all that.
Fiber optics and all this good stuff. Okay. Nah. So that's just my thought on it, But I was glad that you brought up that point because
I can see us wanting that reserve. So
I was glad that you brought up that point because I ain't had no way to segue into it, but that worked. So let's go ahead and jump on this beef though. Real hip hop going on right now. We got T.I. versus 50 Cent, and we're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out. So we're gonna go over here to BET, and we're gonna take a look at this article right there. Shout out to T.I.
Yep.
And it says on Wednesday, T.I. dropped a new diss track on X, pairing it with a resurfaced photo of 50 Cent from his extreme weight loss transformation for the film All Things Fall Apart. In the post, Tip took a sharp jab by calling 50 the dildo dealer. A reference to an old NSFW image that have circulated online for years. Things escalated further once T.I.'s son, Kane Harris, got involved, reposting the images after 50 shared an unflattering photo of his mama and T.I.'s wife, Tamika Tiny Harris. Put some respect on her, Miss Harris.
That's Lil King Harris.
That's Mama King. That's Queen Harris. All right. Since then, every post tied to the feud, including the image of 50, has quietly vanished from Instagram. Still, Tip made it clear erasing receipts won't end the static, writing, "I don't give up what you erase. You keep posting it equals problems." So while 50 Cent has yet to respond directly to the latest diss, the feud itself didn't come out of nowhere. What initially looked like harmless talk about a pivotal versus battle quickly turned into tension, reopening cracks in an already strained relationship between the two rappers. The issue traces back to comments T.I. made on $1 Million Worth of Game, where he claimed both sides had agreed to a versus battle and that he was supposed to be the one to announce it. According to Tip, 50 later switched up and played obvious once the idea played oblivious, like he ain't know, once the idea was made public, sparking a confrontation. From there, things unraveled fast. Diss records were released, shots were fired on social media, past feuds resurfaced, and the back and forth moved beyond music, pulling in family members and personal histories along the way. What could have remained light speculation has now grown into one of the first real rap beefs of the year. And it is clearly just entertainment. I'm not even going to put that on there, BET, put that no longer entertainment, because when they say it's clearly no longer entertainment, I'm going to say it's still entertainment.
Yeah.
Because we don't want it to go beyond entertainment, because what 50 Cent represent and the Harris family as a strong black family, represents, is too valuable for us to even desire it to not just be entertainment. Anybody who wanted to not be just entertainment is on some hoe shit. You're a sucker for that.
It's crazy for BET to even say that, for one, that it's no longer entertainment when it's on black entertainment television website. So it's clearly entertainment if you're posting a story on it, and then another thing people got to recognize too is that, we looking at the beef and, being entertained or reading up on the beef, but still, even though it's a beef, they still are both getting paid from this beef. Both of them are getting checks coming in from this little beef right here. I think T.I. is cooking 50, but at the same time, with 50 being the marketing person and the branding person that he is, who's to say that they're not working together on this just to blow up another project? So I mean, the industry will work like that sometime. I don't believe that's what's happening. I do believe they got a real beef stemming all the way back from 2020, and I just don't see it being a work together thing. But they both are gonna make money off of this.
Yeah, already. So we're gonna hold up the king bit right there, because at the end of the day, man, like he dropped 3 bombs. I want to say about 4 bombs already. He got to let him know. He got the What Bully.
Yeah, the bully joint. He called him out real heavy on that.
He got the Lessons. You heard that Lessons?
I'm pretty sure I have.
The Lessons.
It's like he been coming up with something every other couple of days to come out.
And then he got the Right One. You know, so I mean, he looking like he done boop boop pop 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 already.
Yeah, man, you can't sleep on the guy that got a studio in his house and he can just wake up and just drop it on you, release it from his living room. You know, so yeah,
like
T.I. doing his
early
thing.
in the morning. So why 50 won't rap back? Let's talk about that. You know, shout out to J. Cole. Some make memes.
Right. I don't think he.
Shout out to Cole.
I don't think he gonna rap back on it anytime soon. 50 don't write that fast. You know what I'm saying? He'll come out with something, but he need more time to come out with it. He just don't move that fast. From what I
slow writer.
Yeah. T.I. he bumping them out every 2 days. You know what I'm saying? And 50 coming with memes, but that's 50 MO. I don't know why he want to go pick with
But it wasn't his MO when he was making them songs about dissing Ja Rule and all that. Oh, that's when he was in his prime.
And he was just a rapper.
So he washed up now. That's what you saying?
No, he's not washed up.
I'm saying he washed up. I'm saying he washed up. I'm saying he washed up.
50 still drops stuff, but 50 do have songs and stuff that he'll put out that they only do
What
something.
song? Name one.
Because it's 50 Cent.
Name one.
Man, shoot. I tell you, every song from his Power series, the intros or where they're coming on, all of them dope. All of them.
Nah, name a song he rapping.
Who, 50 Cent?
Yeah.
I mean, this man got what, 4 albums, 5 hours? I mean, in the club, nigga. What the fuck?
No, you said he will drop a song and it'll be hard, right? What song have he dropped that was hard?
I didn't say he dropped a song to be hard. That's not what I said.
That's what you said.
I don't know, but I ain't say he dropped a song.
You don't even know what you said. How you gonna stand on it and you don't even know what you said?
Because I don't know.
Like
I don't know what
because
I don't know what you're because I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know. I don't remember saying he and it'd be hard. I go back and watch it.
I'm talking about T.I. T.I. he dropping heat, fire, built that BTA. All right, built the ass on 50. Boo boo.
Yeah, that's no question.
Curtis Jackson.
Yeah, that's no question. He's smoking his boots.
Spank.
Yeah, he's smoking his boots. There's no question at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is,
but I'm saying 50 not washed up.
50 washed up. He's washed up. He then came back with no rap.
Oh, you mean he washed up with this beef, not his career?
No.
Which one are you talking about?
Be foolish. If we talking about the rap, we keeping it rap. We not talking about.
Well,
we're not talking about the Harris Empire and their bank accounts and.
I think he can rap.
Business ventures. No, we talking about hip hop. We keeping it entertaining.
I think he can rap and still put out good music. I think he can do that, but I don't think he can fuck with T.I. on the back and forth. It's not going to happen. He's not going to win that battle if that's his game plan to beat T.I. It's not going. T.I. going to smoke him every time.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
You said it so eloquently and so perfect. There's nothing left for me to say, but I agree. I agree. Because I mean, after you take 4 shots, you know, I'm thinking you just want to be drunk.
So 50 MO is to turn around and come out and drop some dirt like on King Harris, you know what I'm saying, or drop a photo that nobody's seen. You know, that's how 50 roll. Yeah, that's how he rolled. That's how that's what his base like to see. You see what I'm saying? They like to see that right there. He's always controversial.
You don't think the guy who had probably the biggest album release ever, the biggest first, I think 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying was probably the biggest album release in hip hop history ever.
Yeah, okay? I agree. It was
you know, like that's a numero uno for that.
I mean, in the club by itself. I mean,
I was in Romania, Ukraine, listening to In the Club. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm just like, family, You gotta rap. Where we know you from first? You think, hold up, now let's do this. Yep, now we gotta go. Let's go through Queens. You think LL Cool J would take the rap? You think LL Cool J would not spit up rap back?
To T.I.? Definitely.
To anybody.
Definitely.
What you
LL
mean?
rapping back. LL gonna rap back. And it's gonna be so just smooth. He's gonna rap back.
You think Nori? You think Nori gonna sit there and just be on Drink Champs, just toasting up champagne?
Nori not taking
like,
that.
nah, I ain't gonna say nothing back. We ain't do that.
So Nori would try not to, and then he's going to. That's what Nori going to. He's gonna try not to.
Crazy. Nori's gonna get in a booth ASAP. Okay.
No.
Who else we got? We got Havoc still rolling from Mobb Deep. You know, you think Hav gonna sit back and
ain't nobody gonna diss him?
I'm just saying we talking about Queens now. We talking about the whole Queens. You think Nas gonna take that from T? You think Nas? I was saving Nas. I ain't even want to go right to.
Nah. That's a beef that wouldn't even have. You wouldn't even have it. Yeah,
son.
Yeah, that's not Nas wouldn't take that. Nas will probably and see Nas will turn around and smoke the boots off of T.I.
Man,
so that's the way I see it.
I'm just saying, man.
All the Queens niggas standing up except for 50.
Making Queens look real bad right now. That's all I'm gonna say. He making the whole borough look bad. He disgusted right now. He disgusting the whole borough. I'm just saying. And Tip said, that y'all call that the king of New York. And I'm saying, Tip, I'm like, that's what y'all call it, the king. Nah.
See, you about to have a whole show taken down.
How?
Fucking with 50 ass.
Man, I'm just saying for the culture. I love hip hop. You know, I grew up with these when on the wax. You know, we love it when it's on the wax, and we matured enough to where we just like, okay, we like the competition. You know, like if you like battle rapping too, then you know, so it's like come with it.
Right.
Come with it, man. Don't run from it. Don't post other some make mine. Other persons make memes, you know. So I guess 50 should be battling J. Cole.
Nah,
that might be more his speed. 50 on J. Cole's speed nowadays.
Nah, J. Cole. That wouldn't even be a even like battle type to me. J. Cole and 50.
Because J. Cole will win. I know.
Yeah, but it's a totally
because J. Cole will win. Because 50 washed.
Totally different type of vibe going on.
He ain't got no bars. He need to holler at Blaze and get some fire. Get back and get his mojo back.
Man, he need to go ahead and give T.I. that verses, man. That's what they need to do. You know,
the verses after this? No, you gotta go through. No, you gotta go through. He gotta at least 2 songs. Hold up, let me say this. Drake went through 2 rap beefs. Meek Mill and K-Dot, right? A lot of people would say, fair enough, for the rap battle, Drake bodied Meek. Okay? It'd be like, well, he didn't write it. I mean, but the song was created. And man, on going back and forth, you know, the music don't lie, you know, was doper than the fans gonna say it. Cause that's what hip hop been about, you know. The party people, the people on the left side, the people on the right side, y'all ain't louder than the people on the left, and y'all ain't louder than the people on the right, you know. So that's what it's about. That's still having fun. That don't mean nobody got to get hurt. All right. And then we seen what happened where it played out with the whole, you know, Drake suing Universal and everything. It wasn't really suing Kendrick. It was suing Universal because he got mad at the machine. Okay, fair enough. But lyrically, Drake wasn't no match for Kendrick. So if we already saying lyrically that 50 is no match for T.I., I'm cool with that. But for 50 not to respond and do no records at all, then it's just like, if you ever do anything in music again, how we even supposed to respect it?
Well, I mean, this is not gonna be like 50's first questionable move on some shit like
Because
that.
he attacked Rick Ross, he got at Rick Ross or whatever.
He jumped into it yesterday.
But Rose just kept making hits though. Rose ain't have to really come back. He did his little subliminals and stuff like that, but he ain't have to go and just go right at him, because he like, hold up, I got a wave to do too, and I gotta meet release dates, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta make sure there's money straight on this calendar and what we doing, this vision for me to be somewhere in 10, 20 years from now. Right. All right. So I gotta make these hits. So Rose kept
sell this chicken.
Yeah, and do that so he could own chicken spots. He had to do that. He had to stay focused on that so he could get to owning the chicken spots. So he couldn't let 50 trick him out his spot. All right. So 50 didn't trick him out his spot. But Ross ain't have to go bar for bar. 50 got time now. He Hollywood. He got his own production studio. He can put some people in charge and then be like, I'm just gonna hit the booth for a week. He can spin the globe. Like, this is an artist who can spin the globe and go tour anywhere on earth.
Right.
That's from rap. He gotta respond back. He don't respond back. 50, you washed. That's it. In rap, not as 50 Cent, the brilliant entrepreneur that we admire, you know what I'm saying, and we commend, and aspire in some levels of, of what we see him doing. But in rap though,
we'll see if he come up with something.
I might get him his G-Unit chain back, man. For real.
I don't think he gonna respond back. Tell the truth.
And his vest, somebody get him his leather bulletproof vest and his G-Unit chain back, and a fitted with do-rag, man. Somebody get him his kit back. Put the cape on him, because he gotta come back with something. So yeah, y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section. If 50 need to rap or not, who knows? But tonight, y'all, we had comedian Druski addressing the controversy and discussing his success. Shout out to Druski. Then we went up to New York City and checked out the NYPD's Blizzard 26, and what the mayor said, it was just a snowball fight, right? But NYPD wasn't fighting though. They wasn't fighting back.
And they're not feeling it, and they feel betrayed.
Yeah. Then we got rapper Lil Durk. His trial will be coming up soon, so we'll keep tapping in and out, seeing what's going on with that. And then of course down in Mexico, we got cartel leader El Mencho killed, and turns out they followed this lady. It was love that led him to his demise. That's crazy. And then number 5, y'all, T.I. versus 50 Cent right now. Two living legends in this hip hop genre of music, of global music. And it's pretty entertaining. Y'all go check out some of them tip records. They jamming. And we just keep our fingers crossed for some music for 50 Cent. We don't know if we're gonna do it, but we would appreciate it as fans. We want to hear it too. So that's all we got for y'all. Make sure to smash that like button, y'all, and subscribe to the channel. Also hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. Also, before we get up out of here, y'all, don't forget, we got 13 more days, y'all. Post your, get you some DBCHEFTV merch. Win that $1,000 cash. We're gonna keep this going as long as we can. Good luck to everybody, and also don't forget the www.bchef.tv bksoulfarm.com and pick up your copy, 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by Ali Dawood El. And y'all can check us back out on Sunday on the DB Chef TV network too. Cigar Sundays, we'll be back this week with the code switching. So y'all make sure y'all come check us out for that. We hope everybody enjoyed the show. Everybody continue to have a peaceful, positive, and productive rest of your weekend. And we'll see y'all next time. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DB Chef TV.
And I'm Cold Season.
Peace, cuz.
Peace.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 Self-Sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Post your DB Chef TV merch to your social media and enter to win $1,000 cash. That's right, $1,000 cash. Must be 18 years old or with parental consent. See contest rules for full details. Visit the DB Chef TV gift shop and post your merch to win. Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then Brunch with the Fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude at Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube. Exchange insights Sundays at 8 p.m. East Coast time with the Cigar Panel, smoking on words like two big nerds. Hosted by DB Chef TV and BK Soul Farm at Cigar Sundays on YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so when they go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. You are the key to your financial freedom. So unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.